way they're playing right now. Again, right off the first map, because it's not been the same team that showed up on maps 2 and 3, that's for sure. We're getting into things now, and interesting point is just around the Sova pick here, and again, it leans very heavily back onto Scream and Yampy to be this dominant front line for Liquid. To counter that with, I guess you could say, the lack of information or sort of misbalance here, as FNATIC start off very, very slow. It's just trying to get a read on the setup here from Liquid. It's a 3-man stack, actually, by his site, and all 5 members of FNATIC.
Oh, the counter utility. Hypok, it's so good. Perfection. That was brilliantly timed. However, Doma does get Scream while this happened, but this counter is perfect. The time being bought is exceptional. Reinvestment of utility for these smokes to go down to allow the site take to come in. Looks like the spike will be planted. Liquid are not far away from the zone. Once those smokes dissipate, you will have the counter piece. And it looks like Yampy wants to go exploring early. Going to be forced further ahead by that Molotov, and Boast has found Link in the meantime. This is looking very, very good for FNATIC, and we said it before, once these post plants begin, you're going to be in trouble. This composition just thrives in this environment, as Soulcast now left in a world of trouble. A 1v4 presented, flashed up, pushed out. Position known. There's not much more that he can feasibly achieve here. I think he knows that. Trying to do what he can on the way out, see if he can grab a couple players with him, but the wall holds, sees Doma, and dies to Doma. A great start for FNATIC.
There we go. And again, on point with the utility to shut down this push, but Scream maybe a little overzealous, maybe a little bit of misanticipation there. Because the one-way drops as he tries to flash his way out, and actually Link in the mix somehow comes down to 2 HP. Not sure if he caught a headshot or something from short. Really, that leaves it wide open for FNATIC to come in and get set up. And I mean, if round 1's anything to go by, this might be just the geekiest map of Valorant we see in EU.
Well, I'll let you keep your eyes trained on that, because I'm sure you'll be watching out for it. And look, we've already highlighted the post plants with FNATIC, but the percentage win rate they get to when they do get that spike down with, you know, even just Mystic alive, you're going to have to pay it a lot of respect here. It's hard to look past, but of course we have seen teams that can disrupt that in the past, and there's a very high potential that Liquid could, but we have to see if they can. At this point, FNATIC once again leaning towards A after the initial default. Wall goes up. Aldrone forcing Link further away. Nade to follow. Doma going to take some steps towards the site now.
Not a lot of resistance, really. Yampy to make his way towards Cave to, again, address that post-plant utility. Buster will get the spike down, though. Expect them to try and hold position for the time being, let Yampy at least get close. He might actually catch Mystic, but look at that, the contingency in place. Magnum there to bail him out.
Now, Doma just biding the time to allow Magnum on the swing. There could have been the counterplay from Scream up towards Heaven, but not to be the case. And Doma gets to keep his life. Boaster then piles in. The fights they're taking are fantastic here again, just making sure none of them are taking unfavorable situations. Maybe allowing these pistols to come through. Boaster tucks himself into the wall, finds Cryptics, and now Scream trying to play for these exits. See what he can do. The jump on the corner as well for Boaster to make sure that tag wasn't going to be a headshot. And everything's great for FNATIC. 5 alive. The economy will be thriving at this point for them.
Yeah, it's building up some steam very early on. Yeah, it's the versatility, really, and how many variations there are to the way in which FNATIC were able to execute onto site. And I mean, we talked about it on the desk. They also have the ability that, you know, should they choose to maybe play a little more aggressively in 1 or 2 post plants, it keeps Liquid guessing, right? They need to be quick on the ball,
revealing area,
do some damage on the way in, spread a little further apart this time around by FNATIC. Then we're going to explore Hooker for first time. Also got his orbital strike online as well, so again, that's another big post plant tool for them should they be able to get the spike down.
Scout destroyed.
And quite the default here as well, drawing out as much utility as they can, making sure they catch any aggression early on, but the lean eventually does come back towards A. We've seen this consistently. 2 players on the site, Link going to be one, of course. And I believe Cryptic's the other. And there's the ult. Now that's a very, very targeted ult work there towards Cryptix. He's instantly removed from this. Link now isolated alone. Boaster has single-handedly dismantled the defensive side on A. Brilliance being shown by FNATIC. This is them in pure confidence. Now this is the bonus, bear in mind. But this execution works just as well simply with these SMGs. Now Yampy, there's no way back in. This is a save. The rifles are more important. Stay, keep 3 alive.
Absolutely, and actually the orbital strike on the back of just getting the Owl drone tag, and Cryptix has nowhere else to back up to. I mean, anywhere else on site, he's pretty much warbangable from showers or short. Great use once again. Precision from Boaster. Secure that kill. Scream will find a consolation, at least. That's Boaster gone hunting, but they can give away one. They're going to ride through with Phantom, the Vandal, 2 Spectres as well. Now, side of Liquid, again, with the kill counts, it's only Scream and Yampy that have got on the board, so no real ult progression here.
No. I do want to ask you the question as well. We talk about mind games, right? And we've seen now constant hits towards that A site after the back of a slow default. You can see now the stack from Liquid as a response. I wonder if, when do we see FNATIC hit that switch to go for an adjustment?
Because I mean, it's little things, right? And it's the early trade-off of utility. Again, the fact finders that go out that are so crucial in scenarios like this. Because you're absolutely right. It could just be that they go, well, you know, we're going to full force hit B this round, and Liquid lean a little heavier on one side or the other.
Spike dropped.
It was a massive gap for them. Also, I mean, it relies on FNATIC to be really disciplined playing in this way, but okay.
The dry peak. The bait on the sound.
And it's things like that. It's things that are just completely unexpected, right? It's like, yeah, well, you know, they've got flashes there. There's no way they just dry swing up short, right?
Well, you say that, what a great counter. Technically, that could have been for Yampy to try and be proactive towards the execute, right? So he maybe postures up a little more, takes a little bit more of a risky fight. And the read back in is a dry piece. FNATIC are so in control of this at the moment. Liquid are going to be looking for all the finest of margins. Link just saw him. Link knows everything, but this is still going to be a site take no matter which way you cut this. Through the TP they go to try and get out of dodge. Scream's the only one really on the site now. He's going to have to try and play through the smoke. Yeah, goes about as well as expected. Mystic on the other side. And they're still powering through with these Spectres and bits and pieces. The bonus is just being carried on. Link on the flank. It all came to nothing after so much info was found. And Soulcast and Cryptix just left scratching their heads, Hypok.
Yes. Nothing left really for them to do here. Durka actually going to deal with Cryptix before Soulcast can even get close. Another scenario where Liquid are forced to try and cling on to what they've got here, make something happen in the next round. Again, yeah, perfectly timed by Link, but it takes him so long to close the distance to get back towards Hooker. And again, it's a spot where, you know, potentially further down the line, Mystic or Boaster are going to be playing a post plant there with a lineup, but again, I think it was it Soulcast that hit the TP, right? And then Scream,
yes,
I gotta say, oversteps a little bit. The fact that Soulcast gets away unscathed, they still keep one alive. I mean, even if Scream goes 1 for 1 in that scenario, it doesn't really bail Liquid out of that scenario.
You're right, and Mitchman here, coming in from doing his homework, giving me the stat right now of 100% of the time in post plants, FNATIC win them in this game. Thanks for that, Mitch. Really good stat. Wow, strange. But real talk, though, how did Liquid disrupt this? That's the big thing, right? Like, they tried the little bit more of a kind of forward play from Yampy. That got read like a book. Boaster just kind of like almost contact piecing in towards it. FNATIC's money is sitting almost perfect at this point. Alt economy's going to come right back around. We already saw Boaster run through one go of things. Liquid, I don't think they have an answer to this yet.
No, they don't. And the big thing here for me to keep an eye on is flank control, right? If they set up in this default in the early round, you can see FNATIC are going to send a recon down long, obviously on B. Dome is obviously going to boom bot into Hooker. And it's these things that prevent Scream and Soulcast here going searching. And all FNATIC need to do is they need to wait for the initial push and can anticipate the lean back towards A. And here, Durka staying as long as he does. He deals with that utility now. Liquid have to stay in formation. Makes it really difficult, but they've got to get a read on this timing. They have to find a gap.
Yampy's going to be... I don't know, he might be the one tasked to try and handle this. The amount of success that FNATIC have had. Now, this should be a somewhat okay round. Keep your eyes on, obviously, Soulcast and Scream as the ones who could maybe do some damage in that aspect. The rest are on Sheriff's Classics. Already seeing the current positioning coming out. Now, it looks like the response, at least being considered by Liquid here, would be to take a little bit of Shower's control. Could set up a bit of a weird crossfire, but the take does come in nonetheless. So, FNATIC will be towards site. Cryptic's waiting. Sky still dabbling towards. Hold on. Mystic needs to back away from that. Yeah, Durka picks up the slack on that one. There's Magnum now playing back in. Clears through Showers. Boaster, though, let's be careful of Yampy. Does very well there.
Just Scream and Soulcast left. Scream actually still in sight. Guardian in hand. Soulcast trying to fight his way back through pipes. No, he can do any damage because this is looking like another flawless round from FNATIC, and the only real word for it. Well, Scream will find a consolation. And again, look, Mystic playing so deep here. FNATIC, the other members just need to run down the clock. They just need to make it as difficult as possible. Okay.
It's still Scream.
Yeah?
It is still Scream, but it doesn't matter. Mystic is always going to be a safety net, right? If you don't displace him, can't really do much about it.
But again, I mean, yes, this is well controlled, obviously anticipated. Maybe the Liquid are going to play more aggressively here because of the lesser weapons, try and get something together. Must be nice. Must be nice to get that kill into Lamps there, but again, it's just going to be the same thing. I think it's going to be this default. Let's see these early fact finders, whether or not Liquid are going to show themselves anywhere on the map or try and creep through. Just so disciplined from FNATIC. And the problem is that Liquid ultimately have to burn this utility up to find it, right? Without the Sova, as Jonas mentioned, they don't have that cooldown for the recon, and just a simple tool like that, it's got to be flashes or a peek.
I mean, I guess Yampy on the op could be an answer, but he's not in the right place. Cryptix just loses the fight to Boaster, which puts Soulcast instantly behind the curve. And they could take the site if they wanted to right now. They've hit the brakes for a second, though. Boaster's in a spot of bother there, but he's going to invest his ult right back in, clear out the side as best he can. Soulcast's position will be noted. The Molotov does come through. Soulcast is blind, burning alive, and Durka wants in. He gets one for it. But now he's got the information of where these players may reside. Already, Yampy going to be trying to be kept controlled by the Aldrone. But while that happened, Boaster took the swing on him, converted towards Link as well. And now Scream put into the position that no one wants here. Does find one, but that spike, it ain't on A.
There's no flashes left, only the... Oh, I was going to say only the Lamali left, but he's going to throw that down to try and swing out a spawn here. Both Mystic and Dome are stacked in towards Elbow. Play this very safely. 2 snake bites available, so they want Scream to have to clear all these angles. He's going to tap. Actually find the double swing. Mystic does trade it out. One will survive through, but that's the 6th on the board now for FNATIC and really hitting their stride. Again, Boaster just, it's so reactive with the utility. He sees obviously Soulcast reposition and try and send that scout out into Showers. The orbital strike immediately invested behind Triple, the Molotov, the flashes, and also there's nothing for Soulcast to do in that scenario. He's literally spammed out of position.
Yeah, it was fantastically done. FNATIC are just kind of herding Liquid around. As soon as that ult comes in, you know which available area was left. As you said, put the molly towards it and chased into it. Not only does he get the kill on towards that, but then able to convert to the player trying to slip in towards, Lamps. It's overall, this is a masterclass in how to approach this, and the money for Liquid's in the bin. They've barely been able to get off the start. Cryptix and Soulcast are yet to get on the board. And this isn't like a performance problem. We know how good they are. It's just they are being outplayed. Yeah, straight up shut down, put out. By the time they get the fight, there's no favorable options. They need to switch up here to be able to try and do something back.
To make an offhanded comment there, I was like, Mystic's only 2-0. But he just hasn't died yet.
All right, Yampy. There it is. finds Durka can now peel away from this. That's good. Disruption towards the default is exactly what they need. Now, Boaster last time did try and go dry towards this. And he's done it again. That time it's been red. Good mid-round calls here from Liquid. Good adaptation. Resmoke comes in. Yampy aware there could be a response quite quickly formed by FNATIC. He needs to bide the time. Magnum gets away with murder. Cryptic's pretty shaking his head on that one. They do get a frag back.
And Mystic looking like they might lean towards B here. Now, that one kill alone, Yampy onto Durka, very important now because it's going to make Durka reconsider taking this as a solo peek every round. So maybe altering, disrupting that default, as you said. But the lean away from B. Look at this. Scream's already hit the rotate. Yampy creeping down Hooker and he sees nothing. They completely misread the situation here.
They're going to get timed on this.
30 seconds left.
All of this off the back of Magnum and the positioning from Yampy, basically. Now, Magnum, he'll dive for it, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be on the site here. Now, a 2v4. Now, the rifles can be upgraded. They'll be able to grab a few. Yampy can clear through this. And now they're going, oh, wait, what? Now they know what's going on. Spike's going to go down. Look at this post plant as well for Mystic. This is going to be interesting to see what he goes for here. Understanding the flanks could probably be the most vulnerable. They go for the almost CT plant on this. Now, these two are going to be playing kind of deep towards CT, and in we go. Yampy going to lead the way. Mystic plays catch on that. Going to find Yampy, not necessarily for free. Backs away, Seekers come in. Sight's now going to be taken over. Good use of the Seekers to force FNATIC back, but Mystic can still be a nuisance. Going to deny the defuse for a little bit of time, and you're right. Showstopper is now around and kicking. Soulcast, not even required. There it is, pops it now, and he knows the time is on his side. Sends it. He gets it. Excuse me. Scream sitting this to halfway. Mystic. Is it again? He knows what's going on now. He has to make the play, but he's going to sit the defuse!
Yeah, I mean, it's by the skin of their teeth and ultimately brings everything out. I got to say, it may be a little bit sloppy on the post plant there, which is something you rarely say on this map with FNATIC, but I mean, it's an unorthodox round win, right? Like, Scream sticks the first half completely uncontested. Mystic here, he's got to respect it, but the second sound cue here, and got to close that distance again. Such a short space of time to be able to come back on once the first half comes through. Liquid will get themselves on the board, though.
Investment of the ult, though, down towards Shower. That cuts off one of the portions of that late lurk coming out through from the sky, but Durka going to try and open things up with the ult. That's a decent tag towards Link, who has to do the dance, but while that happens, Boaster in perfect timing and combination going to start building his case for the side take. Link's under pressure. 45 HP, tries to play forward. Doma says no, and Spike is now on towards the site.
Making the utility. You can see Scream there. He has to look through 3 different angles. Will swing out, though. The flash is perfect. Doma and Boaster fall, but Mystic good for the trade. And now Yampy getting dealt with on the flank as well. Magnum so disciplined to stay there for that long. Cryptic's now in a 1v2. Knows where Mystic is, knows where Magnum is. Finds the first. Can he find the second? He does indeed. Cryptic's.
If you want something done right.
Amazing clutch from him. We'll put Liquid second on, and again, you got to say it, like, FNATIC were well prepared for everything that was going to happen there. A couple of members of Liquid, I mean, Scream and Liquid, well, Cryptic's finding 3 on the round, Scream finding 2 of his own. Maybe stop the bleeding momentarily, Lauren.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind there was also an invested ult from Liquid that they can't come back to. There was a couple of variables there that kind of got put into play. But again, we take those if you're Liquid. You can't kind of turn them down at this point. Let's see what FNATIC does. Maybe back to it. This time Link going to be on the other side. No subtlety from Boaster. Dives on past. Doesn't give away too much of the game. I think he's able to get back to position. I wonder if Magnum's going to check on this. And again, Link, how is he getting away with this? That's going to be that's a straight up kill on Durka. Backs away now. Molly could come out, but while this happens, Scream deals with Doma, who's trying to make the play towards B. Liquid finally getting a bit of a grip on this, trying to play those snaky angles, those ratty spots, and Mystic. This ain't a post plant anymore.
The flash will catch him as well. Soulcast spotting him out and will win the 1v1. Liquid strike back. 3 rounds now. And a 3-round deficit. Again, the money pretty comfortable for FNATIC. Actually, look at it. They're Dirk is struggling a little bit. Both are still on 5k, but I don't know if they can pass another. Well, it will require a light armor for them to drop one across. Actually, yeah, I think a little bit of utility was sold there because everybody's still on the full armor, but orbital strike, the Viper's Pit, Seekers available here, and FNATIC actually for the first time after being disrupted a little bit, it's a heavy lean towards B and a fast hit coming through, Lauren.
Yeah, maybe this is a switch up that can catch off Liquid, but it does allow Yampi now to be in the fight, catches that flash full, has to back away. Soulcast now gets another go at things. These flashes are sublime. FNATIC just walking on in. Liquid having to respond though accordingly. Link's gonna come over. Great work on the playback in between Link and Scream, taking that side control as best they can. And now forcing FNATIC just down to the 2. The spike still in the hands of Boaster, considering his options here.
And look at this, Durka actually going to make his way all the way over to A, and Boaster actually going to hold fire for the time being on that TP.
There it is.
And this is the thing, the time is completely off now. And actually the recon on site makes them believe Durka's even deeper, so he's going to catch Link off guard.
So sick. So well timed. Just that little throw off of the timing there, as you highlighted, was so perfect. It gives them that frag, and it gives them now a manageable 2v2. But bear in mind, they're not necessarily playing together in this. You've got Scream going on the flank, you've got Cryptics coming through on CT. Durka, though, still posted up, still sharp as ever. Reigning supreme right now, but it is Scream. If there's ever a man to do it, it would be him. 2 targets to find, both towards the showers, and around they go. You can see Boast already starting to do the walk. So many potential angles to clear. Ball goes up. He wants to get this halfway if possible. First bit of utility comes in. He's not stopping. Yeah, spray comes through. No, wait,
No
what
way.
is me? No, not again!
No way,
Not again!
dude.
Hypok, how has this happened twice?
One enemy remaining.
How? How does he get away with that? Again, the recon falls just short of the wall. And he's able to just stick it through. And again, it comes down to just an unorthodox, just completely unexpected, right? You don't expect somebody to have the balls to stick that all the way through in a 1v2 scenario. But again, timing-wise, Boaster's not able to get himself all the way onto short there. And even in the rounds, I mean, initially, even in the rounds where it's like, FNATIC switch up the pace, they're able to get themselves a really, really nice setup over, get that plant on. Durka played that perfectly. Again, offbeat with that rotation and the recon to kind of fake that he was a lot deeper on short than he actually was.
Little flash peek set for long. They want to go to it.
Down.
FNATIC doing their usual towards A to an extent. Mystic, though, joining Durka towards B long here. Spike's still in between. Oh, the flash. And the peek. Yeah, Scream's got one. Yampi was going to try and fight for the other, but Doma's going to try and dive in to bail him out. Going to send that catches Yampi. Yampi did find Mystic before he went down, though, so he still makes value out of that.
Scream was straight out there. Yampi was like, can I find another? Maybe.
Spike planted.
The Seekers will give away some information, but Soulcast has Seekers of his own here. And a man advantage for Liquid. Orbital strike available. Scream one away from the run it back. We want to throw a couple more things at this retake.
And there we go. Already Magnum going to find Scream trying to follow in. There goes the orbital strike. It's going to be Soulcast to find Magnum, and now down to the 3v2. Boaster and Doma. The post plants are normally FNATIC's stronghold, but the Viper is down this time. Mystic dead, and the other Viper dead too. Doma does the dirty. 3 big kills, and now the 1v1. Boaster on 7 HP. He can't be shoulder peeking no more. I don't know if he's bought enough time off the back of that. We're going to find out now. This could be right down to the wire, and it looks like he's got the defuse.
So well played again. Yeah, I mean, Boaster's hand is forced there, 7 HP. He has to
round before the switch.
try and just get Link off that defuse, like you said, by another, well, 0.7 of a second to secure that round. But Doma nearly actually closing this out there. The nade ever so slightly off. Not do a little more damage onto Link. And somehow, it's 6-5.
We've got a game on our hands now.
Somehow.
Yeah, this started off as just a one-way train from FNATIC. It was a masterclass, but we're seeing aggression coming out from Scream to take territory to begin with. That's going to be a straight push through on towards A. This is a big indicator to Yampi to be ready for what's coming down. He gets caught. Just step in. Doma going to walk on through. Sight's theirs.
Here comes all the utility going through to make sure that they get complete control. Viper's Pit for good measure as well. FNATIC very well set up. Look how deep they are. This utility's got to be respected early on. Everybody from Liquid stacked up towards spawn.
Liquid's got a lot of utility to play with still, though. With a fast hit like this, there's still a little bit, but it's hard to make work from CT. Good flash, could have forced Boaster off the angle. Scream now actually going to get Doma, and here we go. Retake time for Liquid. Let's see if you can pull it off against the big boys. This ain't easy. Boaster tries to make the big play, but does get a 1-for-1 trade out. Magnum, though, to capitalize. Takes down Link and puts now the disadvantage in the pocket of Liquid. Scream and Soulcast. Time beginning to dwindle. Magnum up on top. Durka to deny, and FNATIC maintain the lead on the half.
Really, really well played. And, you're right. Yampy should be expecting that, right? With nobody there to greet Scream when he sends the ultimate down short on A. I gotta say it, like there, just play a bit deeper on B. Commit to the full retake. Make sure that you got 5 strong for it. But it's the early work in that half that leads Yampy to think that he can maybe dip his toes and on short towards market. Because FNATIC was so disciplined in with that setup, the default early on, that really there was no information given away. And this time around, it's 4 people staring you down in hookah.
Now, the start of this game, the conversation, of course, was that we're probably going to another map. 5 is a buffer. It's not a lot, but it's a good enough buffer to bring this back into conversation, that this could be a closeout by Liquid. We are live into the round. No worries about exploring. Let's get into what we're seeing. Scream on the Frenzy. Do we have the raid boss with Yampy? Yes, we do. So on the armor, does have the Frenzy as well. To boot, he's got all the goodies, so they've invested in their man.
FNATIC will actually walk forward, and Yampy waiting for it, but actually a characteristic loss there in a pistol round for Yampy. Usually pretty good for 3 or 4 on occasion. Utility on short, again between the sky smokes and the spam comes to as well.
Can't be killed.
It's first strike all over again. Look at that, the short setup, beautifully done by FNATIC in the pistol round.
And Soulcast. Oh, snappy on one. Wait. Wait. What's going on? What's going on? Soulcast. What is going on? How is this happening? It's a 2v2 suddenly, Doma. Don't let this slip. Link's gonna make a mad dash for it. He's got 30 seconds to play with. He's thinking about what he wants to do with this one now. Any utility? No. Just the Frenzy at his side. No armor left. Already the nade comes in. 18 HP, stopping the plant. That's so smart. Doma does the jump. He knows now the information at hand. And now, yes, the spike plant comes in, but what's he got left? 13 bullets in the mag. And 2 players to find. Link needs a miracle here, and Doma's not allowing any of that. FNATIC gonna convert the first round on the second half.
And that's the big one. I know the other day we were talking a lot about these score lines, but Liquid there to get the pistol and the conversion brings it right back to a tie game, but now potentially they put the pressure back on. I mean, how far do they let FNATIC run with this? Because the way the economy works, I mean, FNATIC go to 9, you lose your buy round, it's 11 before you know it.
Can't be killed.
And yes, I'm getting flashbacks to first strike.
That was literally picture perfect. I think the first time we saw Summon FC on Bind, that's brilliant.
Eight to 5. Sheriff's out at dawn. Cryptic's opting for just the ghost. Bonk. Soulcast says nope. None of that today. And a little play now beginning towards showers. Scream trying to bait the audio a little. Making sure that that does get fed back through.
Liquid cautious in approach here. Magnum actually going to spy out Yampy here outside market. But nobody else spotted, so it's going to keep 3 players of FNATIC over towards A. Actually, might be able to isolate this kill onto Magnum with Doma playing so deep in hooker as well. The flash is very deep, but you can see Liquid have already crept past it. They're on the orb already.
They're all here. There's 4 players waiting to burst on this. Timings could be interesting. Durka could do something with this. Magnum's forced off it. Kirby aim coming in. Deep flash keeps Durka a little dissuaded from the swing, but they do start to pour out here. Magnum needs to be careful. It's a fine balance, and yeah, already you're going to see Durka now gone. You can see the panic starts to set in. He does have Doma by his side, but the site is controlled by Liquid for now, and the TP comes out at 18 seconds.
Force now, again, they have the wall. A little bit of a buffer, but look at this. The 3-man walk up short from FNATIC. They might even catch this plant going down on triple.
Oh, the deny. That could be big. Is it actually going to stop him and do enough damage? I don't believe so at this point. Spike plant is down. And FNATIC playing it back in unless Scream goes God mode right now. 40 HP, and that's pretty much it. 3 players staring him down. They do not want to allow this to happen. And Boaster to secure the 9th now.
Damage done. Spike plant. Couple of ticks in the boxes, but the tall order now, like I said, I mean, they lose the buy round. It's rough. Very, very rough for Liquid to mount anything going. No early momentum garnered for them. I guess, yeah, Soulcast with the Seekers online, but similar thing to in the first half. No real kills on the board. Spike plant, yes, but not great ultimate progress here. Liquid either.
9-5. This is a big old round for Liquid. They kind of need this. You get double digits against you off the back of the bonus. It's not looking so good. Flash comes through, but it's Yampy leading the way here. Straight through towards the A site. Going to be the one to put his body on the line. 2 players behind this, though. Mystic on the other side. Soulcast trying to build in, but he can't quite get through the utility. Seekers come through. Dirk has found Scream, but there's Yampy. Backlines hero. Finds Boaster. And now Soulcast trying to panic his way into this as well. He's got problems on his own, but there's the spray. This is messy on the site. Mystic does come out on top, and they keep the player advantage, leaving just Cryptics now. Keep his head down for a second.
Toxins going up.
These 3 have hit the brakes for just a moment.
Oh.
Magnum spotted. Mystic on the cross. No, gonna be surely finding this. Yeah, good work from Magnum on the swing, coming back in, and now problems build for Liquid. This is looking like that final map is on the horizon.
Indeed, it's FNATIC strike double digits, and the only real tool that Liquid had going into that one, Seekers, was invested, but Yampy and Scream now 1 away from their ultimates. Potentially something if they can find a first blood to maybe turn this round in their favor, but look at it, it's Sheriffs across the board for them. Potentially going to make a play to get Yampy an ore because he's got the full armor here.
Blocking sight.
I'm going to steal one away, so that only leaves the showers. One and Magnum will open things up. Link falls right off the bat.
And look, we had this in the previous map. We had it on Ascent. That was a Team Liquid stronghold. This is a FNATIC stronghold. This is why best of fives between these two often do go, you know, quite the distance. Doma trying to convert, capitalize. Yampy gets out of dodge.
It's so perfect. That flashes from so deep on site. And that's with the owl drone coming through the TP as well, Lauren. It's beautiful to watch FNATIC play this map.
They have so many just small little set pieces that just garner them so much. Now, it does lose life for Doma, but as said, you're at 45 seconds. Leaning back towards A, there's still the Vipers present. I would say you can see in this over kind of take a second to go around, which would be Durka going towards Heaven.
Get out of my way!
Yampy going to pop the ult on this, waiting for that heal to hit. It's going to be time to go. 30 seconds. This has to be pretty sharp on this one, and if there's any sort of time denial, this becomes a problem. But Yampy going to lead his way in, down to 40, gives it up to Durka. Yeah, no worries for him. He's happy to receive that one, sitting towards Heaven just for it. Mystic still on the site, though, and the spike yet to be toyed with yet. There we go. Finally, Cryptic's going to try and put this one down into place. Mystic. Oh, he knows Durka through the smoke, but Mystic still plays in off it, leaving Scream now in the 1v3. It was a 1v4. Time's on his side, but the number certainly isn't. Durka is low. All 3 lining up here. Can't back away. Can't do anything. Back to the wall. FNATIC make it to 11.
And the unfortunate thing there, Yampy pops his Blade Storm, but he obviously had to use his dash on short previously to escape any further damage. So ultimately forced to updraft to create some kind of diversion. But again, coming through the Viper wall, he gets that damage buff. Easily plucked out of the sky by Durka. And a do or die round. Liquid here. This map. FNATIC looking to close things out and force a fifth. And they played this so well. Again, it goes without saying. FNATIC playing Bind well, but it's always just so good to watch.
Oh, this is just... If you're a fan of good Valorant, you're going to love a bit of this. And FNATIC just flaunting now. 2 big pickups at the start. Your heavy hitters now gone. Soulcast, Link, and Cryptix. All presented with a conundrum to try and work out. Walking on through the ult investment, obviously highlighting where one may be, but Durka presents problems of his own. But timing now, does he consider it? I think he might have missed the timing on this. Yeah, dead. Cryptix capitalizes, good work from him. Gonna fall back towards the site. We still know the Viper is around that ult. Soulcast goes looking.
Is he gonna respond? And yeah, Soulcast did spot Mystic out in showers. The Viper's bit on site. And Cryptic's gonna give them some control for the time being. Interesting to see here how they play this one. Cryptic's both snake bites available. We're actually going to use one early here. And the Seeker's invested, going to give away all the information and the showstopper. They're throwing everything at this retake.
I'm waiting to see a kitchen sink come flying past. Is everything there? And now Link can't do it all. It's going to be 12 on the board. FNATIC taking us the distance here. Split will be on the horizon in just 1 round's time. FNATIC showing off how good Europe can be, especially in their strengths. We've seen Liquids, now we've seen FNATIC, and I can't wait for Split.
I mean, I've got to say, it's a worrying prospect considering the form of both of these teams in the last couple of months on Split. It's kind of crazy that we've seen, you know, both strong maps from these teams, and they've gone, I'll be honest, as pretty much expected, but...
And let's also bring in the context of the fact that 2 of the rounds that Liquid have are off the back of not necessarily ninja diffusers, but full diffusers from Scream. So in reality, yeah, in reality, it's actually a bit of a mad one. We do see that kind of very stylized Molotov now, and a lot of people have been enjoying that. Magnum, though, still doesn't want to let them pass. Turns the flash pretty well, comes back in. Backhand Scream, you don't often see that sort of thing. The ultimate, though, going to kind of take a second of thought away from Link. And the spike plant going to go down.
Oster, Durka, Mystic come back into this one.
Enemy mark.
On the side of Liquid, orbital strike, and already Mystic trying to challenge this post plant here. Expecting them to try and play it, but Link, wise to it, will shut that flank down. Leaving 2 players left now. Most has got himself all the way out, and they're thinking, where are they? Just nobody's peeking this.
That Molly's great.
How?
That Molly's actually excellent. Soulcast, though, gonna keep them alive for now. Liquid live to fight for another round. Yeah.
They still nearly had it.
Yep.
In the economy, with that early lead in this half, FNATIC not really too phased by that round loss. Things are delicate on the other side, and again, if we even want to entertain the discussion, we've got to look for clean rounds here.
We talk about comebacks at 10 rounds. That's it. We don't commit early. High flash from Magnum. Doesn't quite find the info that he'd want off the back of it. You can see already the lean from the Brimstone heading back towards A. Magnum playing towards site. That's going to be a 3 play up through hookah. Yeah, and a great moment to find there for Cryptix. Magnum now punished and Doma feeling extremely isolated.
I've got your trail.
We're going to give that orbital strike invested now to try and disrupt this setup here, but Liquid go 2 for 1 there. Boaster will get a response. There's 2 left once again. It's Mystic and Durka, and Mystic will actually find one through the smoke here.
It would be a 2v4 if this was going to come out. Now a 2v3, of course. I don't quite see it going down, especially with Link still alive. Yampy going to be the first bouncer on the door, says no to Mystic, and now Durka in the 1v3. Time dwindling. I think he knows his options are gone. Very well done there by Liquid, maintaining composure and getting 7 on the board now. If they can break the back of the money for FNATIC, keep them kind of in a bit of a hole, we can talk about the key fundamentals that they need to overcome to be able to build this back in. But again, bear in mind, this has been now probably the most success that Liquid has had consistently in a long time.
Yeah, and with that early buffer, and again, the round loss bonus as well. I think it's going to take another 2 rounds really to truly break the economy of FNATIC and buy back into this. I mean, Doma sat on 2,900 after a full buy. Both are still sitting at 6,500. So this goes to show those early rounds, when you win them comfortably, will pay dividends midway through the half. Right, Link actually set up for a little bit of a set piece onto B. All of Liquid over on this side of market. 3 members of FNATIC actually here to greet them, so keep my eye on what Link is going to send forward here.
Ollie goes out. Flash goes towards long. Flash back towards Suga, and there's the investment of the Ollie. It's going to be the run in from Scream. Just full commit. Charges in. Full in a China shop, and he takes down Doma. Going to be looking for a little bit further work, though. Yampi tested it long. Does try to get away from this. Stays alive for only a second. FNATIC, how have they just shut this down? Link, the last hope here for Liquid. Oh, we are going the distance. Oh, a messy spray on the first. Booster